When Yahushua comes to invade planet Earth.
Yeah, that went to Harrods. I had to be jealous.
Right?
You haven't never went jealous, guys.
When Jacob held the hand of Esau, we're like underneath him, ready to take him down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're set up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Go on.
Right, so just to add on to what the brother was just talking about. So this is Romans chapter 9 verse 13. It says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Right, so why would the Heavenly Father say that? Because of what Esau has done over several generations now to the house of Jacob. Now a lot of our people are growing up in this hellhole captivity and still being led astray. That's why they're still serving their masters and their children, just like how they prophesied that we would. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, once you go into that deeper understanding, it's all in the doings of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? The Most High has used them as a weapon on the left-hand side as well. As Yahushua is on the right-hand side of the throne, Esau is on the left-hand side as well. He's the devil in our story.
And even as we say as well, the Lord actually hated them before he even created them. How about that? He said before any were born, having done any good or any evil, we see that the purpose of election might stand according to the Lord's law. So even before the Lord had the idea of creating them, he knew, say, okay, this is the vessel I'm going to make to this son of. This is the vessel wicked I'm going to create to hate. So even before they even brought us into protect.
What's the problem? So, yeah. Well, you want to know what this is about? Yeah, so this is about the end of your world. It's about the end of the so-called white man's world. But you should know that based on what you see happening around the world, what you see happening geopolitically. Okay, you know that the end of this we're at the end of it. You see people talking more about doomsday prepping, okay, storing up on water, supplies. Why? Because you know there's going to be a third world war. Keir Starmer is looking to lead people into a third world war, DJ Trump. Okay.
Surface to requirements because of AI technology.
Right. You see that? So we're talking about the end of a time, the end of an age. What's going to happen is that so-called blacks, we're up next. We're going to rule the world to come. That might sound crazy to you. That might sound crazy to you. But what we're teaching is that a so-called black man is going to crack the clouds and invade planet Earth in what you call UFOs. It's in the movies, right? Independence Day, right? There's been a lot of talks about UFO sightings and stuff like that. The elites, you have Ronald Reagan saying that, telling the UN conference meeting, saying that wouldn't all these nations come together and fight if there was an invasion from outer space? Ronald Reagan said that. So the 1%, they do know that there are what they think are UFOs, which in the Bible are that's the military of the Most High, the military of God, right? It's going to invade planet Earth and end this time. So that's what we're here to speak about. Okay.
No, it's just the Hebrew Israelites. That's actually no such thing as white. Exactly. Well, you just said the white. So you said the so-called white. So-called black. So-called. Why did you say so-called? So-called black. Hebrew Israelites. No, we don't. But we so-called us. We didn't call ourselves black. We called us white. Your own people actually claim the term white. You know that?
Yeah.
There is no such thing as white. Until what? Until when? White recently. That's about who claims that he made that the thing. Scientists. Some scientists. But who was it? I actually don't know. The so-called what? Yeah. Why did he do that? To cause the fire. Of course. Because what does the word white mean? Because you know, there's meanings and vibrations that come behind words, right? Sure. Pure, clean. Yeah. Right? It's like karate, white belt, black belt. Exactly. But the point is that he knew what he was doing when he did that. And he claimed, you know, you and your people white, and he claimed us and our people black. What is black? Boy, the light, dirty, evil. So he knew what he was doing when he did that. Because before that, like you said, people were going by their tribe name.
That's done all the time when these terms are created, like racism. There's no such thing as racism.
There's no such thing as racism.
No such thing.
Maybe not to you.
No. Yeah.
Maybe you don't experience that.
Well, I do actually, but see, racism doesn't exist. It's created to cause problems. Fine. So what is the
What is racism? What's your definition of racism?
what's the thing?
No, but according to what you...
I'm trying to
You
get
just say there's no such thing, no some idea of what it's meant to be or so-called. What's the idea?
so-called racism is an umbrella term, right? It's actually bullshit. So this thing called racism is on the surface. It's there to cover something else. So what is the root of racism down there that would be
So you're saying until racism was invented, there was no divide, there was no separation.
what I'm saying is the root of racism is actually hatred. That's what it is.
It's God hate.
It's God hate. Yeah, he hates.
So God started that.
No, I'm talking about the term. I'm talking about the term racism.
Okay, let's forget the term. You don't believe in it. We're talking about divide, separation.
No, you're talking about the white man creating white man. I'm talking about the one creating the term racism when there's no need for the word racism.
Okay, we can say division.
We can stick with the word hate. If I see some white guy with ginger hair over there and I say to him in hatred, you ginger, C-U-N-T, what's that? Is that being racist because I'm white as well? No, it's hatred. So if I say to you, because of your colour, a similar thing, that's then racist, right? But no, it's hatred at the end of the day. It's all hatred. That's the root. It's all about hatred, and hatred isn't right. It has to be stopped. So when somebody comes up with an umbrella term called racism,
No. Now listen.
I'm Jewish. You guys ain't Jewish.
You're not the real Jew. You're not the real Jew. But you know that. You know that.
I respect you. Don't get me wrong.
No, you don't.
Did the rabbi circumcise when he was a baby? He circumcised.
I am.
So how was he circumcised? The rabbi.
Well, not that way, because you don't know about different denominations of Judaism, do you?
Well, I'm asking.
I'm telling you, there's Orthodox, there's Reform, Reconstructionist, Humanist, there's all different types. Just like Christianity, different.
So the rabbi didn't circumcise.
No,
Okay, right.
no, I didn't go through that procedure.
But why do Jewish people do that?
It's a custom.
From when?
It's not from the Torah.
It's not from the Torah.
Where did that come from? Where did that come from?
Do you know what the Talmud is, though? It's not a book, it's a collection of writings throughout.
Don't avoid the question. Where does that derive? Where does that
I
tradition?
was trying to get to it, yeah? It's from way back when they didn't have a way to remove the blood. Now they do. So
They didn't have tissue back.
way back,
Or cloth.
sorry, way back, they didn't have a
Hey,
way.
these people are wicked. And you know you're wicked. You're no, hey, don't let them show some
Hey, come on. If you look at your nation now, come on now, let's not play the game. You know that your people is responsible for the majority of the corruption that's happening on planet Earth. You talk about the Rothschilds, the Oppenheimers, the Rockefellers.
I don't know about
the state of Israel, the Mossad regime.
I don't
Come
know
on,
about
man.
that,
Like, you know that your people are responsible. The
I don't
CIA, right? The founding of the NYPD, right? Come on, man. You're talking about the media, entertainment, all the industries is funded by your people.
Am I
So you,
important?
huh?
Am I important? Of course
What's
not.
that got to do with what I said? I said that your people are responsible for the wickedness that's going on.
But I don't know about that. I'm just some guy on the street. Look at me.
You said
I'm
you're
no
one of
one.
them. So you're one of them.
But I'm no one. I'm just a deck on the street
Well,
like anyone else.
so it doesn't about your
Look at me.
it's about-
Do I look like I run the
listen,
world?
when the Most High messed up the Egyptians, did he care about the Egyptians that said, well, I'm a nobody? He messed them all up. All of them, the firstborn of all the Egyptians died. The one that said, oh, I'm just a nobody, I didn't have nothing to do. The Most High didn't care about that. The Most High get them all up. The Most High deals with collective nations. He judges nations as a whole. You belong to a nation of people that are the most, you know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing.
You're not all right. He's not all right. He's not all right. He's not all right. He's not all right.
I'm not disrespected.
No, it doesn't matter. You could be helping old people cross the road. You could be an FFP, you're paying all your bills, your council taxes. But guess what? You're still going into slavery. You still going? If I give me that Revelation 13, verse 10, give me that basic.
Can I get one before that one?
Hey, listen, man. Your people are gonna pay for what your people did to my people. You are gonna pay because it was your people that found out the slave trade. You know that.
I don't know anything about that.
Oh, come on now. You're coming out. With everything your people own, you didn't know that? You didn't know that?
I don't. It's like a conspiracy. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know.
It's fact.
I respect what you're saying, but I didn't come here to argue.
This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 10.
Right.
It says, if any, verse 9, if any man have an ear, let him hear.
Come on.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Right, so he that leads a people into captivity, slavery, right, bondage, they're going to have to go into bondage. You reap what you sow. Come on now.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
So the saints, this is our faith. We're hoping that the same people that did that to us, they're going to be recompensed back onto them. So like I said, because for example, you had Daniel. Daniel was a righteous man. Did that stop him from going into captivity alongside his people? Jeremiah was a righteous man. Did that stop him from also going into captivity alongside his people? It didn't stop. They still had to, even though they were righteous, they still had to suffer the punishment of the Most High. So even you yourself, you might say, oh, I'm law-abiding, I'm this, I'm nice. You still gonna have to follow suit with the rest of your people.
Where are you from?
Well, what do you mean? Like, originally, all my forefathers descend from the land of Israel. Born here, right?
So what does all that have to do?
I mean, that doesn't give credence to my nationality. You because remember, the one that you call Jesus Christ, he was a Galilean. You're a citizen of Galilee.
You've not experienced anything that people previously had.
You're talking about slavery.
Anything like that, yeah.
This how you know it's the devil. You know how you know it's the devil. This how you know it's the devil.
But what's this? He might not have experienced it firsthand, but he's the repercussions of it.
Yeah. Thank you. Beautiful.
So you
You
remember
understand?
Hiroshima?
See that?
People are still disfigurement.
If I
Just an example for that.
if I enslaved you now, took everything away from you, kids wouldn't have anything. Your grandkids probably wouldn't have anything. If I kept them in the same bondage, for how long we was kept in bondage. You get what I'm
That's
trying
a
to
great
say?
point, brother. How was this place built up?
Is
You
that any-
understand?
What's the first commodity on the stock market?
Is that any different from,
It was us.
let's say, the average white person on the street? Like their ancestors might have been raped. You know what I mean? This is
Rape
You see the
and
mindset
slavery ain't the same thing though.
Oh, you're good.
But black men, watch this. Black men, would you say that rape and slavery are the same thing?
no, but it's all a form of.
Oh no, definitely, and I'm not going to take that away from you.
What I'm just trying to say is everything.
Everyone goes through something. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not going to take that away from any person, no matter what their race is. But what I cannot do is say just because, like, let's say a white person who starts off in a better position than me in life naturally. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Just naturally, because of their background and everything that's happened in history, just as itself. I can't compare that to everything that I have to go through as just being a black man on a day-to-day basis and say that's the same as my grandfather or my great-great-grandfather being a slave and being flipping. And rape is one thing that happens to some people. That happened to slaves. You know what butt breaking is? The slave master would find the blackest guy on the plantation, tie him down and mutilate and rape him in front of all of the other, and not just his family, in front of all of the other slaves. So that, and just with that adopted fear, that's what people have to live with. That trauma passes down to your children. You've got generational trauma in your family, most probably. We all do, but you can't compare. You get what I'm trying to say? The circumstances, brother. You just can't do that.
Thank
You can't do that.
Well said. This is Isaiah 14. Beautifully said. Isaiah 14 and 21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children.
So some of you might say, oh, well, I weren't there.
Right.
Well, I didn't do that.
Right.
Well, guess what? The scriptures speak about regeneration or what they call reincarnation, right? That's the bit of meat. We ain't going to go into that. But go on.
It says, prepare slaughter for his children.
Prepare slaughter for his children. Go
For
on.
the iniquity of their
For the
fathers.
iniquity of your fathers. Just like we're suffering for our forefathers' sins. But again, when you go into it deep, that's us being wicked back then, coming back and repaying it, paying out the judgment in this time, in this lifetime, right? But there ain't no escape going on.
It says, prepare slaughter for their children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor feel the face with the world, with cities.
Right, because whenever you build, because they want to build smart cities now. They want to build a really, that's why you see all these floodings happen in Texas, all these wildfires in LA, because really they want to destroy it to build back up again. Smart cities, 15. And what are you going to do with these 50 meters? That's open concentration camps. They're meaning tracking and tracing, putting devices inside people. That's what they want to do. So really, when everything they build a city, it's all based upon wickedness. Anytime the so-called white man builds a city, what does he do? When you go back to Maccabees, it tells you what? Evils will multiply. That's what this man does. Going back to the Greeks, the Romans.
Sorry, bro. Can I ask a question, sir? I'm a follower of Christ myself. And I'm not so let me just give you a little background about me. I'm originally Yoruba.
Right.
So from that tribe. So I kind of understand you guys a bit, not as much. And I actually want to learn more. Why? Because I'm building what I call the 8th wonder of the world. So the 8th wonder of the world. 8th wonder of the world. So that's what it is. God has put in my mind to build like Noah's Ark, but in Nigeria, in Yoruba land. But in the Ark would be stuff that you guys are talking about.
Okay.
So as we're talking right now, I'm actually building as we're talking. I'm actually traveling tomorrow actually. So my question to you guys is I want to actually learn more. Because sometimes when I preach over there and I tell Nigerians like, you guys are the ones in the Bible.
Right.
They look at me like, no, he's the white guy.
Oh, but you see, that's crazy because when I went to Benue State in Nigeria, when I went to Benue, because my tribe is in Idomo, Benue, they know they're Israelites. So I don't know in Europe, but in my tribe, they know they're Israelites.
No, it's the Catholic side, the brainwashing, like, they have the picture of that Jesus doing this. So when I say that's not Jesus, because there was one time I preached, I tore the picture up. They were looking at me like, they were looking at me like, what is this guy doing? I'm like, this is not Jesus. Holy Spirit. Exactly. So, but I think my main question to you guys is, if I'm coming to preach here, this doesn't know anything. I'm preaching like, Jesus is this and this. We are the ones in the Bible. This. Why is it that when I want to learn from you guys, I would say the energy I get is more of like negative. Not negative, no. Aggressive. Because I want to learn. Okay, so I'm a bit dyslexic, but if you're trying to teach me something and you're shouting at me, it won't enter. My brain will just shut down. So what I always get from Hebrew Israelites, right? So what I always get is like that aggressive energy, learn it, put it in your head, learn it. So I'm like, okay, I want to learn it, but you're pushing too much in my head.
It's the beautiful thing about the family because you have different camp setups and you have different spirits, meaning brothers within those camps, right? Like for example, today, the Lord led you up here today. And as you can see, we ain't of a particular camp. We're a bunch of brothers that get together and we bring out the word from the Spirit, right? So we ain't got a camp name or anything like that. But it really depends on which camp you come from. Because you've got some that are more understanding and more, like for example, the Apostle Paul, right? He said he became all things to all men. Meaning what? He knew how to deal with people. So wisdom. So how we deal with you might not necessarily be how we deal with another person. We gonna try your spirit.
Some brothers need that shout. Normally you gotta apply wisdom. You're not gonna have an old Israelite woman come out and you're gonna be shouting in her face. That's not wisdom. You're gonna deal with a person accordingly. And the wisdom and the spirit on you is gonna be able to have you deal properly, depending on who it is.
Because some of our brothers went to and they were pushed away. Kenya, they were pushed away, and they were trying to educate them.
But here's the thing, man. It's like, I'll say that because I watched that video. A lot of those Kenyans,
they were not ready to receive us.
Because here's the thing, a lot of those Kenyans that were daring and listed up there, they weren't Israelites. They were heathens, they were Hamites.
So, where did he go to Nairobi?
No, he went to. I watched it. There was Jake there.
Where did he go?
He might have been Nairobi.
East Africa.
But I'm letting you know from now. In Kenya, you have Bantu.
Jake was there, but because I watched the video a few times, there was Hamites there too. And you can see the spirit of the Hamite.
So who are what bloodline is that?
Hamites are the real inhabitants of the land of Africa. Because remember, we fled into West Africa in 70 AD. So today...
Sorry. Just like I'm a talking question. When you were in Egypt, Joseph, the Israelites, you were in Egypt, did by any chance we move to West Africa and some of us moved up back to the Promised Land with Moses and them? Was there any chance in history where, let's say,
this was, let's say this is Egypt, this is West Africa, and this is Israel here, the modern day Israel that we know. If by any chance any of us look back like this, well, some of us were going to...
Well, I say this, during the time of Jeremiah, you did have communities in Egypt.
Oh.
During the time of Jeremiah. Right, when you read the book of Jeremiah, there was a community because he actually went down into Egypt.
Back into...
Yeah, he went there because remember he had a community about... Why do you think Joseph and Mary fled into Egypt? Because you had Israelites there. You had Israelites there. You understand what we're saying? So you had Israelites even there, man. So remember we were scattered.
Yeah.
It's like
Is it?
Let me just hold on, wait. Let me just get this is the first Maccabees, second Maccabees.
Hey, bro.
That's another thing as well. The Lord put in my mind to give the Bible
over the people because the white man can't flee into Egypt and stand up.
Yeah, of course.
Right. So let me just get this. Let me get this. Second book of the Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1. The brethren, the Jews that be at Jerusalem and in the land of Judea, wish unto the brethren, the Jews that are throughout Egypt, health and peace. The Most High be gracious unto you and remember his covenant that he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, his faithful servants, and give you all an heart to serve him and to do his will with a good courage and a willing mind. Right? So that's Jews that's throughout Egypt. Right? That was during the time of the Greeks.
This is how wicked these guys are. Why would they take out the book of the Maccabees? Why would they take out the book of Enoch? Why would they take all of them out?
Because of that exact reason.
Yeah.
I'm bringing it out for the exact same
It makes
reason.
so much sense, like...
Because it explains the Greeks in the New Testament.
Yeah.
It explains a lot. Explains who the devil is. Explains who the Gentiles are. Because when you go to the Maccabees, it goes into that you had a lot of Jews that, because we were colonized or Hellenized by the Greeks, we were forced not to keep our identity as Israelites and to take on the Gentile or the Greek identity. So that explains that. So now Christians will read the Bible thinking of the Greeks, or that's white people. Not realizing that it's actually Jews are people that took on the Greek language, the Greek way of life.
Okay, see that place when they arrested Paul and Silas, when Paul last spoke, I think Greek, and the guy said, I thought you were Egyptian.
Yeah.
So, are you saying some of the Greeks are like us?
Because they said we thought he was an Egyptian.
Yeah. So maybe
because
was a black guy.
remember the original Egyptians, they were dark.
Yeah, the Kemetes, like us, yeah.
But it says, well, how can you speak Greek?
Yeah.
Right. So remember, why can you speak Greek? So because they're thinking that, well, how the hell can you speak Greek? Because remember, you had Jews that could speak the language.
Exactly. Because Paul was educated as well.
Yeah, exactly. So and he could speak Latin too. He was a Roman citizen. He was a Roman.
Yeah.
Showing you that the epistle to the Romans, those are our people. Cornelius, he was our people in the Roman legions, commanding people. Our people. Yeah, of course, man. Come on, though. He was one of us. Well, watch the movie.
The one
Gladiator.
Denzel
Gladiator.
Yeah, Denzel one.
Yeah, Denzel Washington. I'll show you.
Our people were in ranks within the Roman.
Yeah, we was all.
Some of the coins.
There you go.
Give me that. Let me get that axe.
So it's all a case of whitewashing and iconoclasm. And you read that in the book of Maccabees.
This is Acts chapter 18, verse 1. After these things, Paul departed from Athens, which is in Greece, and came to Corinth, which is in Greece too, and found a certain Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus. Pontus is near someone go to a map. Pontus is literally right near to on my days.
It's one of the Greek islands.
No, it's not an island. It's right next to I think it's right next to Turkey, if I'm not mistaken. Look up Pontus. So it says, born in Pontus, lately come from Italy, with his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius, which is the emperor, had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome. Right? So Jews, we was all in Rome. We was carpenters, we had businesses set up. We was the part of the Praetorian Guard, the highest ranking in the military. We was part in the legions.
So sorry, my question just fast because I'm trying to learn as much as I can.
That's fine.
So why did Hitler literally kill or try to kill the so-called Jews.
I mean, say, because you got to remember, Hitler himself was a so-called Jewish man.
I heard that.
He was a German. A lot of those Jews, they're Germans, Polish. Right?
Yeah.
What was happening at that time is that he wanted to create his own race, super race, blonde hair, Aryan, blonde hair.
So was that his real thing? Or
no, that was a real thing. But what it was, he saw that majority of people, they're taking on our customs. And he basically said to them, listen, why are you taking on the Schwartz religion? The Schwartz means black. Why are you taking on their customs? When we're superior above them, we don't have to take on their customs to show we're superior to them. So that's what it was really about, because they weren't willing to basically get under his regime.
because I heard that he was trying to say he doesn't know the real Hebrews.
No, exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's basically what he was doing. But again, biblical prophecy had to be fulfilled.
Oh, was that part of the biblical?
Like in the sense of those people taking on this stealing our customs.
Well, in the time of Yeshua, when he was preaching.
Yahweh Shai.
Yeah. Yeshua HaMashiach.
So Yahweh Shai. Oh, because remember the letter U is not an ancient Hebrew.
Those
I know Jay's not there.
Right.
Oh, you was not there as well.
Right, no.
Oh, there's no U.
There's no U in ancient Hebrew. So no one said you are. No one said you are back then.
So what is pronunciation, sir?
Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai. The Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh, not Yahweh. Yahweh. There was no E's. There's no vowels in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. So the Heavenly Father at this now. Yeah, beautiful. That's beautiful. Because the name is very, very, very important. Because you know, some of our people were like, oh, well, just say it. No. It's just said there's one name that we may call and focus on.
Sorry, so God what is his name? What is his son's name?
Right, hold that. Get Proverbs for the topic that we're on. Proverbs 30 verse 3.
Right? So it's a similar one. You say Uluwa, similar to Yahweh. So it's a derivative. And then you get
Yahweh Shai. Save, deliverer, he is, he exists. Those are the only things. So this is Jesus' name here. That's Yahweh Shai. That's the original name. Let me say this to you.
Imagine he's tearing down altars, he didn't even know the names. It's just
Actually said it the wrong way. I think Yeshua.
Because there is a correct pronunciation of his name, which is a mystery. The Most High's name, the Son's name is actually a mystery. If the brother can bring it, read it right now.
So this is Proverbs chapter 30 verse 4. Who have ascended up into the heaven or descended? Who have gathered the wind in his fists? Who have bound the waters in his garment? Who had established all the ends of the earth? What is his name? And what is his name?
So what is his name? That's the question, right? Now go on.
And what is his son's name?
Now what is his son's name? Now hold on. All throughout the Bible you go see Jesus. Good. Why would those questions be posed if God's name is being revealed in the scriptures? Right? We don't know.
If thou canst tell.
If thou canst tell. Why? Because it's a mystery.
Right. Because there's other names. There's other quote-unquote names. There's Yeshua, Yeshaya, Yahuwah, Jesus Christ, Yahya, all kinds of different names. But Jesus, right? Esau. There's all kinds of different names, but there's a certain Holy Spirit that has to be working in you for you to receive the actual name, right? Because remember, in the day when the Lord comes back to invade planet Earth, you're gonna have to call on that name to receive deliverance. If you call on another name, that means that the Spirit weren't dealing with you.
Okay, based on that, that's my third question.
Yeah.
So, God has used me to perform miracles. I pray for someone's TikTok. The person had cancer. What? The lady's father had cancer. All I did, I just had in my spirit, tell the lady to get her dad a glass of water. Then I prayed on through the phone, through TikTok, and the guy jumped it. Went back to the hospital. 2 weeks later, cancer's cleared. So, if they're one of my friends, she was arguing with me saying, you can't call the name of Jesus Christ to heal someone.
But if I can say,
Yes, sir.
just say that the Lord hints at